Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a paid advertising. TheOnlyGround.com, onlyground.com is one of the most amazing places for information that I consistently go to. If you guys want to have conversations about our old interviews or even topics that we don't discuss, the group of people that are on the onlyground.com message boards are some of the most brilliant that I have ever come across. Those little like knick-knack facts that we get here and there, that's where a lot of it comes from. Please check out the link in the bio.
Welcome to the Lights Out Podcast. This is Chris Lights Out Lionel, and this is our journey to document the history of mixed martial arts. I have brought with me my friend, the MMA detective Mike Davis, and together we will preserve the history and hear some great stories from the world in the era of the no-holds-barred. Thank you and enjoy.
He's out with his family. 50 Fight Club member Andrei Arlovski. If there was one human being that benefited more from the USADA testing pool, I don't think you can find somebody better than Andrei. His career started in 1999, ended in 2024 in the UFC.
No.
Not ended. My man.
You forgot about GFL.
And the GFL, you got the GFL coming up, which I actually heard is backed by some legitimate money. So Andrei Arlovski, by way of Mike Brown, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you.
So Andrei, I'm actually from Chicago, a South Side guy, and I remember when you moved here, and there was a lot of crazy things being said about you, like how you got here and like the people that you were involved with. Tell us like the beginnings from Belarus and then your transition to the United States.
I came to the United States in Chicago back on September 29th, 2000. And I remember at that time I worked with a club, it's called Athletic USA. They were bringing some UFC, they were bringing boxers, kickboxers to the United States, and I was second guy who was they brought for MMA for UFC. So yeah, I was training three months in Chicago, and I had my first fight in UFC November 16, 2000, UFC 28 in Taj Mahal.
That's correct. So before you got here, I'm hearing two-time Sambo world champion, as well as you're in the police department.
Yes, I was actually one-time world champion. And I was a few times. I took second, third place, and I finished. Yeah, I finished police academy, and actually I passed with my friend. We passed tests to be like secret service for Belarusian president. But back in 2000, that guy like supposed to have probably 2 more years, and we thought like, wow. If new guy gonna come, he's gonna hire new people. So probably it's not a good idea. And I decided to move to United States. And actually, same guy still president in Belarus.
Okay, all right. So the police department,
police academy. Yeah.
So you don't get on the police department here in the United States until you're about 24, 25 years old. Your first fight in the UFC was at the age of 21.
21. I was the youngest. Yeah, at that time.
So how old were you when you were in the police academy?
After high school, it was 4 years police academy. I finished police academy. I had the rank lieutenant, and by now I probably would be. I don't know what's the ranks in the United States, like
captain or chief. Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah. So you didn't speak any English before you got here?
Not at all. Only bad words. I still don't speak English, but when I'm drunk, it's my English a little bit better. But yeah, I went to Berlitz school. It was, first I went to community college with some Chinese, Japanese people, Mexican, and it was horrible. And my manager recommended me to go to Berlitz school. It's called Berlitz, yeah. It was 5 days a week. It was from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. I was exhausted. It was one-on-one, 3 different teachers. Everything only you have to respond and ask in English, and it was nightmare.
Okay, so
for me it was easier to get like 2-3 workouts, and My head was fried, so my breath it was super hard for me.
So the English school that you originally went to at the junior college, was that Richard J. Daly or was that
No, it's
Moraine
called
Valley?
Berlitz.
Before that, though,
Before it was some community college. I have
it
no
was
idea.
Richard. So, Mike, on the south side of Chicago, there's some questionable areas. And I'm not saying Richard J. Daly is a kind of a questionable community college, but anybody with any common sense knows to like fake their address and go to a suburb. Where Andrei he was in an area that was kind of, yeah, it wasn't a good area for sure where he was at. And he didn't
No,
speak.
it was okay. It was called Ukrainian village, so it was kind of
I
quiet.
think
But
that's where you were
Chicago
living.
Avenue, it's not so much.
Okay. So Andrei, I'm from Chicago. I remember used to seeing you at some of the local fights, like the Combat Does and stuff like that. What people would say behind your back was he's a money collector from Belarus. That's what people would say about you. Was there any truth to that?
His money came from Belarus with money.
No. That you were kind of like a person working with nefarious people from Belarus. Like it was like you were a money collector.
Who brought me? They have a lot of fucking money. They were like first people who was selling Philip Morris products, cigarettes to whole Soviet Union, like Belarus, Russia. Fuck yeah, they have a lot of fucking money. But I was paying $100 per week, and I have to pay for rent. So they obviously they paid for me, but after the fight I had to fucking pay back. And first fight was 3,000 plus 3,000, and when I paid like all my debts, it was like 2,000, 3,000, something like that.
Okay. That's good. That's good, man. Like everybody's got kind of a unique story.
And I
Why
was working with
Chicago?
Ukrainian people on a construction.
So yeah, that's right. I heard you were doing construction. Yeah, with a lot of Polish people too.
Polish and Ukrainian people
Yeah.
are make $50 per day.
That's hard.
Yeah, legit labor. So why did you pick Chicago?
Because my management team was they were from Chicago. That's why I came. First city when I came, it was Chicago.
Mike, do you remember watching Andrei or no when Andrei first came to the UFC?
Of course, yeah. He was a star, yeah.
He was.
I remember Mike too. He gave me dirty look in MGM. So what
No,
the fuck? Who the fuck are
this
you
was
guys?
way late. This was way later, but no, I was first time I was on the undercard of one of his title fights. UFC 47. He was fighting Tim and I was on the
Sylvia, yeah.
undercard. Yeah.
I think you fought Genki Sudo that night, correct?
Yeah, so this was like early on. I mean, when I started my career, he was at the top of the sport. And I finished my career and he was still going strong, like his career is unbelievable.
And Mike, how would you describe Andrei in the gym as like a physical person?
The most talented his student.
Honestly,
Go ahead, Mike, tell him.
a great student, as humble as they can be. Like honestly, you wouldn't guess it, but nobody's more humble than Andrei. Like, was willing to take ideas from anybody and improve, and that's why he's pretty much broken like every record there is, and like longevity record that is anyway, like if he never left for that period of time when he went to like ONE FC and Affliction and all that, he would have every record there is.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And like USADA helped him.
No, 100% clean athlete he was fighting in the 90s. Nobody's done what he's done.
Andrei, honestly, have you been clean your entire career? Okay, that's enough.
Where'd he go?
Hold on. I lost.
No, he has been clean, yeah.
Clean? Yeah. Are you asking
100%.
have I been clean during when I was fighting all these years?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. I was like scared. It was like, you know what? If once they go, you're gonna be caught. Oh fuck, he won because he was on something. No, I never use anything except protein.
That is nuts.
His body's never changed. His body looks always the same.
He was actually like the first real athlete in the heavyweight division that the UFC got. Like, if
Probably,
you really look at it, like,
probably true.
I mean, Frank Mir came after, which obviously wasn't a real athlete, which shocking that those two never fought. But the first real athlete that didn't come from a different sport, 100% Andrei Arlovski.
Well, because he was from another country.
Yeah.
If he grew up in America, he would have played like American football or something.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he's so fast and big and strong, you know, like 100%.
So, Andrei, as high of the highs as you've gotten, it didn't start easy for you. Like your first fight on record is April 9th, 2000, the M1 tournament. Oh, no, I apologize. April 9th, 1999 in the M1 with against Datsik. Yeah.
That's funny story because that motherfucker came to me and said, "Oh, listen, let's play for crowd a little bit. You punch me, I punch you, this and that." And by the way, I supposed to fight some Brazilian guy, but he didn't get visa or something. And they gave me some local Josh Moore. And I said, "Okay, motherfucker, I'm gonna pretend like I agreed." But I said, "Okay, one punch, I'm gonna punch you and I'm gonna win." Because 2 weeks earlier, I became a world champion in Sambo. We fought same city, same arena, just 2 weeks later. And I punched him, I choked him. He was fucking blue, but he didn't tap. And he did step with a fucking jab and fucking knock me out.
Dude, it's so... It's unbelievable to watch because there's no way he meant to do what he was doing. It was just him being a goofball, and it worked. Yeah.
The best fighter doesn't always win. It's a crazy game.
You know what though, Mike? Something like that with Andrei. I mean, look what he does after.
I know, it's insane.
6 months later, I became European champion. Yeah, and I sent tape with my fights to UFC to Mike's friend Joe Silva, and yeah, I became UFC fighter.
So you also fought a tournament where, like, if you the beginning of your career, you've got some notable names on there. Roman Zensov
knocked him out with a knee. Yeah.
He was tough, yeah.
Dude, Roman Zensov was a friggin' tank.
Yeah, he was tough.
He was a tank. And Michael Tullery, obviously a Dutch guy. So you fought in a tournament. Yeah, you fought in a tournament. You get both wins there. John Dixon was actually a very seasoned veteran.
John, yeah, they brought to Chicago. Yeah, I knocked him out. Yeah.
He was in a lot of tournaments back in the day.
He really was. And then you go to the UFC. So how do you bridge the gap between Belarus and then heading to the UFC?
Well, like I said, my management team sent tape with my fights to Mike's brown friend Joe Silva. So they accepted me, and yeah, I became a UFC fighter when I came to United States. I was first time in the UFC. I was since 2000 to 2009. I left 2009 and come back again 2013. Actually, I have somewhere a screenshot where Dana White a tweet, "Welcome back home," something like that. So yeah.
So your first fight in the UFC was against Aaron Brink.
Aaron Brink, yeah, 52 seconds. Yeah.
You nailed him with an armbar. And Aaron Brink, like, he was kind of like a California staple. Was he a world beater? No, but he was tough. And you finishing him in under a minute by an armbar, it kind of shocked the locker room. In the message boards too.
You don't see a lot of arm bars at heavyweight.
No.
Yeah, but it was kind of Sambo wrestling, so it was easy in the beginning.
You know, Mike, you also don't see many 50 Fight Club members at heavyweight that aren't from a wrestling background.
You don't see many 50 Fight Club,
period.
Yeah, there's not many in the world.
No, and even less than heavyweight.
How many are there in the world? You know, there's not many.
It's only 3 from Canada. Yeah.
Right, there's very few.
Yeah, you subtract Iowa, there goes like 70% of the 50 Fight Club members.
50 that have been in the UFC, you know, that's a very small club.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is. Andrei, when you beat Aaron Brink, are you staying in the United States or are you kind of flying back and forth?
First 3 years I was moving back, spend all money, live like a big shot over there, come back to give some money to my mom, come back to Chicago, train, borrow money, fight, pay my debts, come back, and actually, thanks to my management team at that time, that they told me, "Listen, guy, if you want to be successful, if you want to be champion, you have to stay here. You have to train here. And they find me a good boxing coaches, good jiu-jitsu coach. So, and Chicago became my home. Like since 2003, probably I spend more time here in the United States.
You know, Mike, also 50 Fight Club members, they don't cancel fights. Like you don't see like
I
that.
never cancel fights. Never. Watches like might hurt my record because like I don't know. It's because of how my parents raised me or something. I don't feel comfortable to put some people, companies in situation where like they have to like replace me or they have to find someone. And if I would cancel some fights, my record might be way better.
Bobby Hoffman as well is one of the canceled fights. Was that a visa problem? Was there other problems?
You asking me?
Yes.
I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
That was probably
I'm talking
dude,
for myself.
I've been with Andrei for like, I don't know, 15, 20 fights now. And
Since
never once has he
2017, yeah.
ever pulled out of a fight or for any reason. Never had to like, once he's had a fight, he's never had to pull out for any reason. Pretty rare.
Yeah, at any weight class.
To not get hurt, to not like, that just happens. Injury is part of the game, but he's durable.
Yeah.
Mike, what do you attribute that to with Andrei?
I think genetics, you know, I think good genes, man. Like, I think some people are, you know, not, you know, maybe ligament strength or whatever it might be, but his body's durable. He doesn't get hurt. I mean, he gets hurt, obviously, but, you know, he doesn't, you know, require a major surgery or something like that. He can always tough through it and he can endure the pain. He can always, like, push on.
So when Andrei was with the UFC, him and Gerald Meerschaert were the last two people to fight under the headbutt rule set. Andrei, you fought under headbutts. Am I correct when you were in Russia?
What does it mean? I'm sorry.
Headbutts, like the
No, headbutts. What about? No. You mean like in the rule?
you fought in Eastern Europe under the headbutt rule set? No.
No.
I
Maybe
guessed
it was,
that.
but I never used, and nobody else got headbutt me. Once
That was real early.
Once in a street fight, yes, but.
So in 1999, you couldn't do that in those fights?
In UFC, in 1999, I wasn't in UFC. It was before, yes.
In M1, you could use headbutts, correct?
I have no idea. Maybe.
I'm almost positive you could in 1999. But either way, you could have used them. You fought under that rule set. You were like there's only one person left in the under UFC contract.
Who's that?
Meerschaert.
He was fighting that long ago.
He fought. Dave Strasser had an event where the state was taken over in Wisconsin. He did an event the day before they took over and included headbutts.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Andrei, one of the issues that you had early on was wrestling, and you experienced that with Rico Rodriguez.
Yeah, that motherfucker, yeah. I have no idea about jiu-jitsu at that time. Now a little bit more. Like after that, I spent a lot of my time with my jiu-jitsu coach back in Chicago, Dino Costeas, and now with Mike, grappling with Mike all the time. And sometimes it's like I'm super surprised because I have probably weird personality. I don't like to train with have sparring partner who I don't really know. And if I don't have someone, I have to roll with Mike. And that Mike is strong as fucking bull. Sometimes he's like drives me crazy with he's like, you know, he's still coming, doing what's drives me crazy. Him and Steve Moko. They both fucking they give me all the time hard time.
Steve Moko. I think Steve Moko is underappreciated as a trainer. I think he deserves more accolades.
We appreciate him.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate. Yeah. If I would start training with Mike and Steve like a while ago, it's listen, it is what it is, but it might be a different story. But actually, I'm happy where
I mean, we say this,
and
but
Mike,
you armbarred Brink in your debut, and you leg locked Tim Sylvia in a world title match.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are pretty big submissions on a high profile fights. You know,
look at his training partners too. You started around this time training with Andrey Dudko. Or Dudko?
Dudko, yeah,
The
kickboxing
K1 champion?
K1 champion, US K1 champion. He won his fight actually in Las Vegas, and he's supposed to go to Japan, but he didn't go for some reason.
So he brought you in as a training partner. What were those sessions like?
No, not him. He had at that time other sparring partners. They were like teammates. His name was Dmitry Stepanov. So and I was another heavy guy for in the club. And yeah, I had sparring with both of them. But if you're talking about who brought me sparring partner, it was number one guy in Sambo judo back in Belarus, because they ordered me and compete on police academy championship, and I was heavy, strong, and they decided, oh, we need like somebody like strong and heavy for our first guy, number one guy. That's how I joined the Sambo and judo team back in Belarus back 25 years ago, and yeah.
Imagine, I'm sorry. Imagine if you get Andre in the police academy championship.
Oh my
Some
God, dude.
poor dude. What a nightmare.
Mike, I lost that first fight.
You did?
Yes, I took silver because I had no that I didn't have no idea. I had no
Just
ticket
athleticism.
now. They just told me, listen, you have to grab the jacket, make sure he didn't do anything. He tried to do something. I just like stay like a rock. He couldn't move me. But I got 1 point warnings, because I got warnings and he got 1 point because he tried to do something and I didn't. That's how he took gold and I became a silver.
So that okay, that got you into it.
Because
Good
I
nightmares.
remember that at age 16 I wanted to be Mr. Olympia. So I was
Oh,
lifting
yeah.
heavy, so I wanna be like strong. Like at that time, my hero was Jay Cutler, Miloš Sarcev, Darian Yates. So
Bodybuilders, yeah, all right.
yeah,
This is
Arnold,
that time
Arnold,
period,
Arnold,
early 90s.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're not reaching those heights without some supplements, of which you've never taken.
Only protein and good food.
Dude, can you imagine if this guy used juice, what he would look like?
Yeah, insane.
Holy fuck.
No, dude, crazy, crazy genes.
Here, and this is like the UFC didn't do you any favors as well. After Rico Rodriguez, like Pedro Rizzo just fought Randy Couture for the title twice. He's knocked out Barnett, TK, Teligman, Tank. Like he wrecked everybody. You're his first match after after you fight Rico Rodriguez. They're not doing you any favors. Like they're throwing you to wolves.
There's not many world-class heavyweights that he hasn't fought.
Yeah, Frank Mir. That's it.
No, that's it. I mean, that's probably the only
fought
guy.
Frank Mir. I fought Frank Mir.
There you go.
You fought Frank Mir?
Yeah, I beat him by decision in Las Vegas.
There, dude, I got all my notes from like this first 15 fights. And I remember like back then it was like, why haven't they fought? Why haven't they fought?
There you go. No, he fought every major heavyweight.
Yeah. Ian Freeman, you knock out in a minute 25. You got Matt Yanchenko. Matt Yanchenko is a former Russian, like heavyweight.
No, he was a
Russian
national
Olympic coach.
Yeah, he took fifth on the European.
Fifth in the world. No, Vladimir Matyshenko.
Yeah, he's from Belarus. He was a good wrestler.
Freestyle guy.
He's also got wins over Mark Schultz and Kevin Jackson while he was in high school. Yeah. Nuts. Yeah, dude. You right after Vlad Matyshenko, you switched with Dino Costeas. How was that transition?
Dino Costeas?
Yeah.
He was my jiu-jitsu coach from day one when I came to the United States.
How was your experience?
With him?
Yeah.
He's great. I mean, like, I remember still remember what he told me. Discipline is remembering what you want. Every fucking time before practice, he told me, remember, discipline is remembering what you want. That's why probably it doesn't matter when I come back from construction tired, because in Chicago I had my first couple years I had my practice at 5 jiu-jitsu and 5 boxing at 8 p.m. I had the jiu-jitsu class, so I was super fucking exhausted. But it is what it is.
After construction,
never canceled.
You were supposed to fight Tim Sylvia at UFC 47. They found traces of steroids in his system, and they replaced him with Cabbage Correira.
Yeah.
That must have been very chaotic.
Cabbage, I remember he's the one who walked out to the octagon with some baby doll on his chest or something.
Dude, you hit him with everything. Like there wasn't like knees, elbows, punches. The amount of
he has no neck. I believe I broke my hand at that time. Guys, I'm so sorry. 1 second.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. He fought Cabbage.
Dude, he beat the shit out of Cabbage.
Are you sure? What was the name? What was the event?
Guys.
So Tim Sylvia tested positive for steroids.
Where? At what?
UFC, I don't know, 45. I'm going off the top of my head.
That was
I lost.
Can you all right, Andrei? So he tests steroids for test positive for steroids.
No, I remember that. I remember him testing, but it wasn't 47 though.
At 47, he was supposed to fight Andrei, but Tim
no, because they fought on 47.
pulsated.
That's the one I was on.
We fought on 47. I beat him in the first round. We're supposed to fight 53rd.
Tyson, look up Cabbage. When did Andrei fight Cabbage? Why the fuck are my notes all fucked up?
I don't remember that one. I know it happened, but I don't remember.
47, yeah. It was February 5th, 2005, I believe.
Oh well, my bad.
It was my birthday present.
My bad.
Okay, so you got Cabbage that day, but you were supposed to fight Tim Sylvia. Tim pulsates, and rather than moving the card, unfortunately, they kicked him off of it, and they switched Cabbage from a different person to fight Andrei. Andrei beat the brakes off of him, dude. Like it is so one-sided.
I don't remember it for some reason.
Oh, Andrei, were your fists, elbows, knees sore from that fight?
Yes, and actually it was funny because team was replaced, and I don't know. We went to some. It was in Las Vegas. We went to some store. We bought how it's called not tape recorder, where when you be able to watch videotapes. RC, how it's called in English? CRV?
VCR.
VCR, yeah. We bought it and we sit in a room and watched those fights. All fights what we could find, yeah.
Yeah, you like some managers would have just pulled out. They would have said, "That's it. We're not doing this fight."
They want to pull out. I said no.
That's amazing, dude. Yeah, that's amazing, dude. You know, and then from there he gets Tim Sylvia. Mike, that's the card you were on with Genki Sudo. Yeah, BJ,
right. Yeah, I was mistaken.
Yeah, no, it's okay. BJ Penn was in Cabbage's corner. They did a veteran move. Andrei, the scale is it's tilted his way. They spill the ice and water in between rounds, so it gives Cabbage like an extra minute to recover.
Yeah.
It's a good move. That's a good move, man. Tim Sylvia for the interim belt. You hit him with an Achilles lock 47 seconds in. Was that the plan from the beginning?
No, it was my Sambo move. So every time when I saw legs open, I would jump on for submission.
Gentlemen, my apologies for interrupting, but the Cabbage fight was on April 2nd, 2004, according to Wikipedia. Sorry for that.
Okay, good. We got it. Thanks, Tyson. I appreciate it, buddy. With Tim Sylvia comes the interim belt. You come in with dyed hair and fangs, like you're marketing yourself. Is this your idea? Girlfriend's idea?
It's another funny story. Yes, a mouthpiece. It was mine. I was the first fighter in UFC who made a custom-made mouthpiece. Also, I was first for a long time, and only one fighter who wear like suits for events. Now everybody wear fucking suits, even go and take a shit. And about my hair, that's a funny story because I did highlight back in Belarus, but I didn't know how to explain in barbershop when in Chicago that I need like white one, and I jump in a pool with a fucking chlorine. That's why they became kind of fucking green. And yeah, it was funny.
Okay.
They called me. They was back in I believe it's the Dino Costeas or Mike Garcia, my boxing coach, called me fighting Jesus.
Mike Fly Garcia.
I Fly Garcia, correct.
How was your experiences with him?
I love him. He's smart. He's like, yeah, we spent a lot of. He's kind of remind me like Mike. Mike study all opponents in MMA. He has fucking videos. It's some short like videos like showing some techniques, study my opponents. Mike did same with fucking from boxing point, and he's smart. I like him.
So Mike, around this time, oftentimes Joe Silva would matchmake to get people beat. And my belief, I don't know this for a fact, but my belief is that the UFC didn't really like Tim Sylvia. So
Yeah.
Mike Brown?
No, I don't believe Joe Silva liked Tim Sylvia.
Of course.
So Andre wins by Achilles. The first opponent they give him is a hard wrestler coming off of a loss from the same camp. Like if you look at Andre's losses, like it's Rico Rodriguez. If anybody could pin Andre and get a win, like it could possibly be.
Who are you talking about?
Justin Eilers. That's his next opponent.
Yeah.
So It's like I think they either wanted to get Andre beat and just say, "Hey Tim, take care, see you later," and then kind of figure it out.
I don't remember Eilers' style that much.
One more time.
I don't remember Eilers' style that
straight
much.
Wrestler, Iowa wrestler.
Wrestler?
Yeah. Eilers? Really? Absolutely.
Really? Oh, I thought he's striker for some reason because I knocked him out and I broke his ankle, not ankle, knees or something like that, low kick or something, broke his nose. After the fight, actually, he was looking like he was hit by a train, yeah. I gave him a lot of damage. And they all from Pet Miletic, right, Camp?
Just
he's yeah.
Iowa wrestler. Yeah, he's an Iowa wrestler. You know, and then they make you the undisputed because Mir gets into a car accident. And then you fight Paul Buentello. Dude, Paul Buentello at this time, believe it or not, had a lot of hype, dude.
Yeah, he was good.
He was state champion, I believe, in boxing, right?
Yep.
No, he was good.
Andre, how'd that fight work out?
It's Mike Garcia. Overhand right.
When you saw Buentello stand across the ring from you, you could tell he was in over his head. I think
you know what? Actually, it was a lot of respect to Big John McCartney because he saw the fucking punch. Everybody started booing me because they thought that he stopped fight too early. But yeah, I felt like he was on my back, on my neck, my head after the punch, and I tried to like reverse him for takedown. And yeah.
So Mike, Buentello comes heavy with an overhand, and Andre comes inside down.
Yeah, the way he dropped, it was hard to see. I remember
and
this.
It was like Buentello collapsed on top of him, and everyone
couldn't see it. Yeah, it was really weird.
You could see it, dude.
I remember this. 15 seconds.
Yeah. It's
that
like
hasn't been a record
13,
for a long
Mike,
time.
13 seconds. Come on, 13, not 15.
Sure dog says 15.
No, they're wrong. Look at the fucking tape. 13 seconds.
Well, that must have been a record for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it's still a record in heavyweight division.
Is it? That makes sense. Fastest title fight ever?
Huh?
Is it the fastest title fight? Quickest
title, yes, and I believe it's like the fastest in
what else is there?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably any fight, I guess. Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Makes sense.
Yeah, dude. That's wild. Dude, Tim Sylvia on a rematch. That was hard to watch. That was a hard one, man. You and Tim Sylvia had a trilogy.
Actually, 4 fights.
4 fights.
Four fights, yeah.
Afterward,
one FC.
One FC. That's right. That's right. You got him for 4.
The DQ.
Yeah.
It's funny because at the time my coach was Greg Jackson. I told him, listen, because we have beef between us, and I told him, listen, if I have opportunity, I'm going to knock him out no matter what, if he's going to be on his knees or something. If I'll see opportunity to punch him in the face or kick him in the face, I'll do it. And And I thought that it was weird. Referee, if like referee gonna raise his arm, that means you're good to go to kick opponent. And I guess I didn't pay attention. I had DQ'd that fight, but yeah, I knocked him out with my kick.
So Mike, this is right around the time where Andrei was learning English, and he had I mean, we learned about his sense of humor when he said to Tim Sylvia, "How does my
I'll taste my
taste?"
PP. Yeah, but I covered bad form. I didn't want to.
No, I know this story. I like this. I laughed so hard at this back in the day. This is great.
My friend,
we've talked about this.
My friend, police officer Pete from Chicago Police, he make T-shirts and hat. How taste my pee-pee? My face cartoon, like how taste my pee-pee? Good. So it was fun, yeah.
But were you trying to say beep beep? Is it right? Am I
Yeah,
correct?
I want to cover like how taste my dick, but I didn't want to say dick. I said like they cover bad words on TV, beep beep beep, but it said pee-pee. I guess they
But he
translate
thought
like
he was trying to say beep beep,
beep
and they
beep
said
beep.
and they
Yes,
thought it was
yes,
pee pee.
yes. Actually, it was what's his name?
Ariel.
Ariel Havani. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, dude. It was like, all I can tell you is whatever Andrei was at that time, it went threefold. It was like,
No, we laughed my friends and I laughed. I didn't know Andre at the time. We laughed so hard and thought that was so awesome.
I'd be on the internet and people would say that to each other. Oh yeah, how does my pee taste? You know, like, what?
That was great. That was so funny.
And Andrei, it's a true testament to like your jiu-jitsu defense as well as your ability to work offense against a high jiu-jitsu person. Was at UFC 66, Marcio Cruz. That was impressive.
I was scared and I spent a lot of time with Dino because obviously he was like, you're talking about Pidipano, right?
Yeah, Pedro. Yep.
He like 3 or 4 time world champion. So yeah, it was. But who I remember who was the referee? Herb Dean, I believe.
Dean.
No?
Herb Dean.
I remember I'm punching him like in the head, and he's like I feel like I'm punching in the canvas, and I thought, what the fuck? He's out, and he stops the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't afraid to use the fence to reposition yourself. And like the referees were so kind of green that they wouldn't stop you. Like you reposition yourself with the fence, you knock them out. And then Fabricio Werdum is your next opponent. Holy shit, dude.
It was in UFC 71 probably in Manchester. Yeah.
9-2-1, UFC 70, Fabricio Werdum. Dude, you got a GOAT right there. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Thank you.
You win by decision. I know Joe Silva was not real happy with your performance there.
No.
What were those conversations like?
He just was unhappy because my management team all the time asked more money from me, and he said, "Okay, tomorrow, he have to win this fight. After this fight, we're gonna race a little bit." Yeah.
What do you mean he wasn't happy? Why wasn't he? Why wasn't he?
It wasn't.
He doesn't like me because I guess I didn't speak English. I was not remarkable. So that's why I don't know.
Just wasn't an amazing fight or something.
I guess so. Come on, Mike. You know they still laugh on.
No, I know.
They don't like
I'm just
decisions.
curious. I don't remember the fight. That's why.
No, I beat him. I low kick. He just like sit down all the time. He invited me to grapple with him. I said, no, guys.
Doing the butt scoot.
Yeah, get up.
They could have taken several points from Werdum.
Yeah.
In it. They could have. And Andres, I mean, no, we're gonna stand on our feet. If you can't take me down, then Mike, you and I've had conversations about this. I believe a true black belt should have a good mid-level high school takedown. And at this point, I'm not sure where Doom did. And for me to even question that guy's black belt would be insane. But he definitely couldn't take Andrei down.
Jiu-jitsu with no wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, Joe Silva, this is how much he liked Andrei. The question is, all right, we just need a high-level wrestler, pin him, get him out of here. Last fight on his contract because they made him sit forever.
12 months. 11 months.
They made him sit, dude. Jake O'Brien.
Yep.
On the undercard.
Yeah. Because we asked more money and we didn't sign a new. I didn't sign a new contract, and Dana makes me sit like for 11 months because at that time I believe my manager Leo, he was in contact with Strike Force or Affliction, and that's why
Hey, Mike, they never gave him an interview on his last fight on the contract. They snubbed his post-fight interview.
I mean, I could see that. They want like. It doesn't surprise me.
Dana was upset, and thanks God I was smart enough, and probably it's like again my personality. I didn't say anything bad about UFC, nothing bad about Dana White. That's why he took me back in 2013.
You know what? I just thought of this. Like, I've been trying to think of guys that left the UFC and came back, and I couldn't think of one until Andre. Not a lot of guys have left on their own and then been able to come back. Can you think of any others?
Yeah, Jens Pulver. BJ and Jens Pulver. That's it.
Okay. I didn't think of those guys. All right, yeah.
But it's a very small pool.
They don't let many people. Yeah, not many people. Like, you got to really do well.
Because when I came to United States and started fighting in the UFC, my manager told Jewish guy, he told me, Leo, you have to fucking have health insurance. Never say anything bad about Dana White and UFC, and be humble.
Smart guy.
Smart.
Yeah, you listen too. And with Andre as well, like his first fight after that is like the IFL, just the hero of the IFL in Ben Rothwell. You fought him in Affliction, July 19, 2008. But Andre, what was the money that they wouldn't pay you? Like, how big of a difference was it?
10 times more, 15 times more.
Wow.
And actually that fight against Ben Russell, when I fucking jumped with a high knee, I thought, fuck, I can do like kickboxing, Muay Thai, I'm good. And kind of that shit like, I paid for this when I fought Emelianenko. I jumped with a flying knee, not cover my face, and like lights out. Good night.
So they let you bounce from show to show then, yeah? Affliction to Elite?
It's because of my contract. Yes, the contract was they're supposed to give me fight every 3 months. If not, they're supposed to put me on some different show. That's why Affliction wasn't like too often. They probably every like 4, 5, 6 months probably. And I fought in Strike Force, and come back on Affliction, fight Emelianenko, yeah.
Mike, check this out. Beats Pedro, knocks him out. Werdum wins by decision, knocks out Jake O'Brien. Ben Rothwell, it's him and Roy Nelson are the two hottest commodities outside of the UFC. Like, bar none, internationally respected and known. Knocks out Ben Rothwell.
Bodog.
Yeah.
I never fought on Bodog.
I worked for Bodog for a little bit. You knock out Ben Rothwell in the 3rd round by KO. Roy Nelson's your next opponent. You knock him out in the 2nd round. The UFC fucked up. At this point, can we agree on that?
Of course, yeah.
Andre?
I guess so.
But he was yeah.
I mean, he stopped them both, and then he goes on to fight Fedor.
The best paychecks was in Affliction.
How much could you talk about how much you got paid?
Huh?
Did you ever talk about how much you were paid for those fights?
But they started my first fight for $750.
Oh, dude.
At that time, it was crazy, yeah.
And UFC and
it's crazy for today. Ngannou got 500.
100%.
He got more than Ngannou got in his last UFC title fight. Wow. And then Fedor, were you overwhelmed by the experience?
I thought I can do whatever I want. That's why, as part of that time, I was signed with the Golden Boy promotion. I supposed to fight Klitschko. Freddie Roach supposed to be my coach with Mike Garcia, and they're supposed to build my boxing record. And I supposed to fight Klitschko brothers for big money. And I was sick. I lost a couple fights. And then Oscar De La Hoya told me, listen, you can keep signing bonus, $50K he gave me, but we're not interested. And what did...
You're going to box.
Yeah, what did my weather against McGregor, I supposed to do back in 2009.
Wow.
Mike, he was working out with Freddie Roach and Freddie Roach's gym.
And I remember seeing the videos and stuff. Yeah, wild card.
Yeah, Oleg worked out there with Freddie Roach as well. He had a weird way of getting some of the Russians in over there. After Fedor, Andrei, like if you look at your career, it's pretty incredible what you came back from. You had issues with Brett Rogers. You had issues with Bigfoot Silva. You had issues with Sergey Karatonov. So you're 4 losses in a row. And like,
I supposed to cancel those fights. I was sick, but against my fucking stupid personality to don't cancel and what proof? Probably right now I would probably cancel, but back in that time I said I can do whatever I fucking want, and I paid for this, but it's okay.
At this time, you and Mike Garcia had a falling out. Mike wanted you to retire.
No. Mike Garcia, he looked after me, but I overreact on some comments, and I went to train from Chicago to Albuquerque, New Mexico with Greg Jackson, and I was with Greg Jackson since 2009 till 2017 when I fought just told what's his name, black guy.
Ngannou. Yeah, you just mentioned.
And I came back to Florida. My kids start like my oldest one start like missing me all the time. We thought about second one, and I asked my wrestling coach at that time, Sean Barnett. I asked him, does he know someone like good in wrestling in Florida? And he told me, yeah, American top team, Steve Mocker.
So Sean Barnett, you used to work at Overtime Fitness.
Overtime, yep. I was driving to his place
in
Overtime gym, Naperville, 3 times a week, yep. I work with him and John Kading.
Rory Markham was over there. You guys had Bart Palazewski was there. You guys had a good little group.
I just worked with John Kading and Sean Barnett.
Okay. So in October of 2009, you did a 10-day camp in Albuquerque where you sparred with Keith Jardine, Rashad Evans, Brendan Schaub, James McSweeney. Like you had a good, like, different group of people than you were getting here in Chicago.
Definitely it was more heavyweight than Chicago, for sure.
Who were you sparring with when you were here in Chicago?
I believe it was boxing Carl Davis.
Okay.
Black guy. Carl Davis.
Yeah. Carl Franks too. Yeah. Okay.
Fresquenda, Puerto Rican guys. They have also
former world champion.
Italian guy. Mike,
Rocco? Was it Rocco?
What's his last name?
Tony the Rock. Von Bean?
No, I'm not going to tell you.
I'm Rock Tony LaSouza? No?
No. I'm not going to remember.
Never mind.
Yeah.
So when you go out there, Brendan Schaub, how much ring time do you two get together?
With who? With Brendan Schaub?
Yes.
We kind of became buddies. We it was him, Travis Brown, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was. I mean, we trained together. He came. I believe he just came for one fight. I met him. He had camp over there. We spar. We hang out together, but I became friend only with Travis Brown over there.
Yeah, he's another
and Mike's friend Joe Silva told him that I accept the fight, and somebody told me that he accepts the fight. That's why we fought. And at that time he left Albuquerque. He was training in California, I believe. So, but yeah,
that was a great fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight, but I lost a friend.
That was wild.
Yeah. Andrei, I think you fought a bunch of your friends, and you had mentioned you were a little bit careless with Fedor with the knee. Mike, I kind of look at that same thing with Faber with you when you two fought, when he was a little careless with the spinning back fist.
It was an elbow, but it was like a bad angle. Like, you don't want to, if he was in basically a southpaw stance throwing an elbow, that's a really bad idea, bad angle, because I got the angle on him. If he were to throw his other elbow, he would have been fine. But because of the angle he's at, he's going right into my power. So it's a really bad idea. Really bad choice of elbow selection.
In 2009, Andrei, you were managed by Billy Keane.
Only in boxing, yeah.
That was only in boxing. Okay. Okay. In March of like 2008, Dana White gave an interview where he stated that Andrei Arlovski was not treated right.
What he said?
That you were not treated properly.
Who said?
Dana White.
He says this. I'm not treated properly.
In 2008 of March at this time.
When I left. Before I left. Okay.
No, that would have been right when you left. Yeah, he actually did say that. I gotta give him credit.
You see, I never say anything bad about Dana White. Probably that's why. No, I remember it was, I don't know who told me or told this information to my management team that Pedro Rizzo had like 10 millions at that time contract for like 10 fights or something like that. And obviously they said, oh, if he's going to get like 10 millions, Arlovski's supposed to have, if not 10 millions, maybe at least a half. And that's why like it was like 11 months, no fights. Last fight, I fought Brain, and I moved forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's when Andrei was heavyweight champion, he actually had a roommate in an apartment. He couldn't afford a house.
No, again, you're wrong. Different story. They brought boxing coach, boxing fighter Sergey Dichkov. So we rent. He lived for free, but I rented. Like it was a apartment, three rooms apartment in a Ukrainian village. It was 600 per month. It was divided by 300. They camp usually like 3 months. I paid 900 after the fight, and at that time it wasn't good money.
Yeah, the rumor here in Chicago was that you were so poorly paid that you had to have roommates.
No, it's because of fucking my management team, Jewish people. They don't want to fucking spend money on us. That's why we like they rented like cheap apartment for us. They gave us $150 for both of us. We have to divide on two. I remember $50 we spent like food, laundry. The laundry we have to walk. Like I remember, it was on Kenzie Avenue. We have to walk, and $25 we deliver like for phone cards, like for those. I put some fucking money on the side when you like for like obviously like per month you can like save like $100, and yeah.
When that's crazy. So
Thanks God that he at that time he can like cooked. He cooked a good meal for us. That's why we went like walked or drive the bicycles to some not Juveloska. It was some like Mexican store. We bought some cheap shit over there, and he cooked for us. Yeah.
So when you fought Jake O'Brien, you got Soyo had a TV named after you. That's how popular
it was sponsorship from people from California. Yeah, Soyo company. Yeah.
You fought Brett Rogers on 10 days' notice, and you were also sparring with Michael Moore at Freddie Roach's gym prior to that.
Yep.
What were those sessions like?
It was fun. He's never smiled. I couldn't fucking joke with him because he was all the time serious. And
Moore?
Michael Moore, yeah.
Southpaw, yeah.
Stud.
Nine-time world champion, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was beast, but you know what? It's kind of hurt my relationship with Mike Brown too, Mike Garcia too, because he act like a boss. He became. I remember I fought Rogers in St. Louis. He came as a like head coach or something like that. He started like giving directions to my other coaches. They didn't like this shit. I didn't like it, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna win and we're gonna talk after. But obviously, I got my ass whooped, and yeah.
That was the Ken Shamrock fight in St. Louis, where Ken and Kimbo were supposed to fight. Am I correct?
No, with Kimbo, I was on one card here in Florida. Florida, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that card also got moved to St. Louis. Yeah, no, dude, your career is crazy. You blew your knee out in 2006 of July.
I did what?
You blew your knee out in a fight.
I did not.
2006 July. Not at all.
Nope.
What was the worst injury you've had?
No injuries. Broken joint 2 places when I fought on World Series of Fighting with his Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Broken nose in a street fight?
Yeah. Never broken nose in a fight, yep.
Dude, can you imagine street fighting this guy, Mike? He's like a mountain.
No, he got hit with a chair, I believe, is the story.
Andrei?
Uh-huh.
I think he got hit with a chair. That's how he broke his nose. Is that correct?
No, it's not, Mike. Come on.
I thought you got hit with a chair.
Fuck,
Or some shit like that.
I'm not. What are you going fist to fist
Oh,
with?
maybe
Andrei?
I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I told you the story when I was broken my nose right before Emelianenko fight when I was in a restaurant in Belarus. And
Yeah.
I gave like warnings to the guy, what the fuck you doing? They starting like doing some technique in front of our table. And guy turned around and he got something in his hand and he punched me in the nose. But I believe it was like some like bottle or something. But thanks God it wasn't like a knife because otherwise. And my
I
friend
remember it different. I don't know why. For some reason in my head, I remember it was a chair.
And my friend jump like to stood up for me. I said, "Listen, guy, I have to leave tomorrow to United States. Let's leave it like as it is." And yeah, we left. And
so Andrei,
but anyway, I pay back to that guy. He got broken arms in 2 places. So two broken arms.
So a guy comes over to your table to show you technique.
No. They like it was a group of guys like in front of our table. They showing some boxing like I don't know.
Okay.
You didn't know him?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
They were like lightweights, you know. And guy turned around. I told, "Hey, listen." It started like they escalate the conflict. I said, "Hey, listen, guy, go fuck yourself." And he probably went to fuck himself, but he turned around and fucking punched me in the nose, in my face. Yeah.
Wow.
You also sparred with James Toney.
It was funny because they have like I find out it was some cops with that company and they didn't do shit. And anyway, but when I come back, I remember who it was and I pay back.
That's good. That's important. That's important.
I always pay back. I can wait 5-10 years, but I'll pay back for sure.
Sparring James Toney, what was that like?
Never sparred with James Toney.
He claims you did. He was online saying that he sparred you.
Never. I spoke. I spoke with Andy Ruiz, Mexican
Yes.
heavyweight.
I've seen that.
Ruiz, yes, I did spar with Ruiz, but never sparred with
James Toney.
James Toney, yeah.
So in 2009, James Toney wanted a UFC contract, and he literally.
I remember he told me that he sparred. We never spar. Yes, we never spar.
Okay.
You've heard that before too, Andrei? You've heard people say that?
Yeah.
I mean, I got it from an interview.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely said it. People
Interesting.
Heard it.
Weird.
Yeah, dude, Andrei, your career it transcends and it just keeps going and going and going. Like Kendall Gill helped you spar at one point. Frezzo Kendo, another world champion. You guys had a.
Hold on, who's Kendall Gill?
Basketball player.
Basketball player, but come on, yeah, it's what I thought. No, it was spar, but it was come on.
You were also with Nate Marquardt and Shane Carwin at the Grudge Training Center in Denver. Like you've been around to some of the best camps.
Never trained in Denver. Never.
I got Nate Marquardt, Shane. Okay, yeah, you know what? They had a Jackson Wink kind of thing.
Yes.
So maybe they were sharing
over there. Yes, never in Denver.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Andrei, it's been an hour. You told me you did not want to do an hour. I got it out of you, dude.
Okay.
I can't believe your phone didn't die, to be honest with you.
I was prepared because Mike told me we have to do interview. Why? Because I respect Mike Brown. That's why.
Thank you, Andrei.
Andrei, bare knuckle fighting championship. I saw you there. Mike, I'm walking through the lobby after you and I went to ring. I see Andrei. I'm like, Andrei, are you okay? Do you need to know where to go? Are you all right?
I remember you. Right. I was waiting for tickets. Yeah.
Are you coming over to BKFC?
I'm supposed to fight on January 25th, but my fight canceled.
Andrei will fight anywhere.
Dude.
Yep.
Who's going to be in your... Mike, are you going to be in his corner?
I'm wherever. I'll go where he goes. Yeah, let's go.
Of course.
Andrei, you're an absolute.
Mike, a good vibes, 100%. He's my lucky charm.
Right on.
Andrei, you're an absolute gentleman. Thank you for doing this. Mike, stick around for a little bit. Andrei, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you doing this, man. Thank you
very much. Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.
Night, Andrei.
See you, Mike, tomorrow. Bye.
Remove. There we go. Prior to this, he jumps on first and he goes, it looks like he's having a good time. And I'm like, Andrei, you're not at home, are you? Do you want to do this at a different time? No, we do the interview now. I'm like, Andrei, I got, I held up my paper. I'm like, Andrei, are you sure? And he goes, well, how much time do you need? I'm like, man, probably an hour. And he goes, I don't do an hour. I go, okay, why don't we
give me what you got?
Let me just do what we can at this point. So
okay.
Yeah, we got an hour out of him. So Mike, I really appreciate you doing this. I don't think people understand how much of a historian you are.
Well, I like the old stuff. So that was my favorite time period. So the first 10, 20 UFCs is my favorite time period. So I guess, I know that better than I know anything else.
Yeah.
I know that more than I know today's MMA, in a weird way. I know today's stuff too, but like that stuff, you knew every fight, every interview, everything that happened and saw it multiple times.
So like today's MMA, you got to go and do research, to where back then it's automatic. It's like, no.
Just not many. There's not much MMA to consume. So you consumed it all.
Yeah.
And multiple, the same one you watched over and over.
So like by the year 2000, 2001, I was heavily involved with tape trading and stuff.
01?
By 01, I was,
01. Oh yeah.
2001 for sure. My belief was that at one point, if it was recorded, I watched about 90% of the world's mixed martial arts fights.
Me too. I was like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing the same. Yeah.
What was your first live event that you attended?
UFC 26 in Iowa. It was main event. I think it was. It wasn't a good main event. It was Pat Miletich versus John Alessio. Alessio was a last minute replacement.
Okay.
But it was UFC 26. It was pretty early. Remember I told you I had tickets to UFC 10, but it got moved. It was in Rhode Island, and it got moved to Alabama a few weeks before.
Okay.
So I had tickets to 10, but it didn't happen. I didn't have a lot of money, so I wasn't able to fly around and go to these things, but if it was near me, I lived in New England, so it was I'm going to this.
So how did you get to Iowa? You didn't drive, did you?
No, I flew. This is crazy. My ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, whatever, bought it for me as a graduation present. She bought a ticket for me and my best friend to go there. Really great present. She brought me front row tickets to the UFC because she knew this was my passion, my love. It was a great present. We didn't make it, but the memories did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've joked.
It was an awesome present.
I think my first divorce was because of mixed martial arts. I remember we did 30, our first year of marriage, we did 37 live events. And I'm like, wait, you're not into this? What do you mean? We got to do something else.
In the end, we got a divorce. I just tore my ACL. I fought in Japan. I made $1,000 fighting in Minari. I tore my ACL, and she wanted me to quit and get a real job. And I'm like, dude, I'm not getting a real job. This is what this is what I'm doing. Whatever, dude. All right.
You mean I can't do this forever?
I wasn't making money, but I didn't care. I'm
it didn't matter.
This is what I'm doing, whether I make money or not, whatever, dude. And eventually I made money, but I didn't it didn't look like I was gonna for a while, So
you were supposed to go to Extreme Fighting 2 in Canada, the event that
I had tickets to that as well. And I went to college in Vermont, a little D3 school in Vermont, and that might have, I don't know what was first, that UFC 10 show or the Extreme Fighting. But I was so pumped. I had never been to an MMA show at that point. My first one ever, I mean, I couldn't be more excited. I was like a junkie, you know, and then literally at the border, you know, they're like, why are you coming to Canada? I'm like, we got tickets to the extreme fighting, you know, like so pumped. And they're like, that's an illegal event, you know, sir, you're going to have to turn around and go home. Oh, I was crushed. And I still have the tickets today. I still got them.
Dude, those Canadians at the border, oh my God, are they brutal?
I mean, if I was smart enough, I could have went to probably another thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but dude, like the
I don't.
checkpoints,
Maybe I can't. I don't know. I don't know how
they're
that
hours
works.
apart. They're literally hours apart, like 2-3 hours.
The next border, like
Yeah.
Maybe I couldn't.
Oh my gosh, dude! So you were supposed to be up there. That's the fight that everybody got arrested at. You
Right,
got turned around
yeah.
at the border. People were being turned
And
around
I
at the
had never
airport.
been to any MMA show, and I was. To me, this was so big. I loved MMA. I couldn't believe every man was not like obsessed with it like I was. Like there was no sport that even came close to it. You know, like this sports are stupid compared to this.
You know what? Do you remember being at like family parties or something like that, where your parents would be like, you know, maybe we just shouldn't talk about MMA at this point because everybody just couldn't understand it. Like it was just such a black eye.
My mom would say, when are you going to stop wrestling and get a real job? Like, Mom, I'm not even wrestling anymore. This is different. I'm fighting.
Men do. This is what men do, Mom.
You know? I'm fighting. She's like, when are you going to stop wrestling? Get a real job. Like, I'm not wrestling. It's fighting, Mom. She didn't
I'm on
get
TV,
it.
Mom.
She didn't get it. I remember when I was on the UFC 47, like, she was like, well, are you going to be on or not? Because I'm not getting the pay-per-view. You're not going to be on it. Because that was a prelim. And I'm like, I don't know, Mom. You're going to have to just buy it and find out. Like, but we had like an argument over that. She's like, well, because I'm like, I'm not sure I'm going to be on it. She's like, well, can you find out? I'm not going to buy it if you're not going to be on it. You know, like, she didn't get it.
Hi, Mom. Let me just call Dana.
Yeah.
I'll get
say,
you.
Hey, my mom doesn't want to buy the pay-per-view if they're not going to air my fight. They ended up airing it. I lost, but they aired it. So she was happy.
Were you surprised by Genki's wrestling ability?
I mean, I was undersized, dude. I wasn't a 55 pounder. I was a featherweight, dude. Like I didn't really belong in there at that time. I was a small guy coming out of Maine. You know, I was traveling to Mass to get some training in, but it was like I didn't have the proper training and I was much smaller than him. Like I was outgunned, you know, that would have been a hard fight to win. I could have like hurt him and it would be hard for me to win a decision. I could have hurt him and finished him, but like I probably wasn't going to win a long fight. He had good matchmaking. He fought a lot of 45 pounders, to be honest.
He did, dude. And you know, man, like he's always been very calculated. I kind of attribute like his
showman.
Yeah, dude. Like if you look at his mixed martial arts path, it's the same path that a lot of these like social media people do. They pick a guy that needs a payday.
I'm a huge fan of his though, but yes.
2 or 3 weight classes down, make him come up, put on a real good show. I mean, his entrance.
He fought Curran, he fought me, he fought Lee Remedios. These are all 45 pounders.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these guys were.
I think Marquardt was his first time he fought somebody.
Right.
But that was the first person like his weight.
Marquardt was a tough fight. Obviously, that was a guy above his weight. Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, Genki is like I just interviewed Nate Marquardt this morning. It's like he had like an apocalyptic, just stormtrooper entrance for Marquardt. With you, was it the Geisha?
No, that was against Lee Remedios. With me, he had like, it was like that kind of like devilish, like red mask with a long nose. It's like a kind of looks like a Japanese devil type of guy.
Does that even play into effect when you're?
No, of course not. But like, it's awesome entertainment. Like, I mean, he's one of my favorites of all time still.
Yeah.
Like, before I fought him, he was my favorite fighter.
He went to high school in Arizona. I
didn't know that.
He had 2 years in Arizona.
I did not know that.
Yeah, like I sent him messages. I don't even think he gets them because his social media is so big. But like his English is proficient. And
I was a big fan of him. Yeah.
Oh, how could you not, dude? The first time I saw him fight was against you. I didn't even know who he was until I saw him fight you.
Well, the Lee Remedios fight was before mine, and that was awesome.
Oh,
You know,
that was
the
with the
brawl
Geisha.
at Albert
Okay.
Hall,
You know what? I
right?
did know it was.
And
I did
that
know
one
it
went
was.
that went longer, and he was like showboating and like popping locking during the fight. You're like, whoa, dude, this guy, how is he still relaxed in there doing this stuff? You know, it was insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what
That was
else?
the first time I saw him fight.
Dude, what else is insane? Like, how long have you been with the American Top Team?
20 years.
Okay. So if you look at the state of Florida and the quality of training in the average mixed martial art gym there, it's everybody that, like all the ringers that Dan Lambert brought in at one time or another that have gone off and started their own thing.
No, of course, it's like this is
I've never seen such
mega
high-end talent.
hotbed. Of course,
Dude.
mega hotbed down here. If you're fighting like local shows here, it's like so much tougher than other states because there's so many good guys that have migrated here from all over the planet. Like top talent from all over the planet are here.
With a commission, it's really easy to deal with.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I
there's
don't
plenty
know
of shows.
each
Dude, there's plenty of
commission
shows.
relative to the. I've never been a promoter, so I don't
Okay.
know who's hard to deal with.
Illinois has had 2 pro shows last year.
That's not good.
No, that's not at all. Where Florida, you guys are getting them every weekend. And like, so there's opportunity and good coaching.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Right.
Mike Brown, dude, I owe you one for this.
Good to chat again, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, dude. You know, I think BKFC's back in at the Hard Rock at the end of March. It's like a Thursday show. I was going to throw you guys a couple tickets. If you wanted to bring some of your buddies.
I'm there, dude. Let's go.
Cool. All right, man. I'm gonna
good entertainment.
100%, dude. I'm going to stop by. We're definitely going to chop it up again. All right, brother?
Please. Good to see you, Mike. Good
you
chat.
as well. Thanks, Mike.
Take
Take
care,
care buddy.
Check out the full interview on iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms.